Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your summer 2025 reading. My name is NiJiLL, and you have found Alchemy. Today, we're going to be doing a 2-month reading for the summer, just July and August, so it'll be much shorter than your spring reading. But we're reverting right back to that 3-month overview for the fall. Okay. Also, Gemini, your birthday reading has now been posted, and it's going to be 3 blessings coming to you between 2025 and 2026. So be sure to click on that. It's good for a whole year, and it is a pick a card. And in your case, I believe it's a pick a candle. So go figure. You have, so we're going to start your overview of your overview. You have an I am confident card. It says, you are conscientious. You are a conscientious worker with a knack for coming up with creative ideas and turning them into something real. An optimistic but practical outlook keeps you determined and on track as you work steadily towards your goals. It says, I am confident. And when we break that 13 down to a number 4, that is Uranus energy, right? Aquarius energy, yes, but unexpected change. You might be experiencing something quite unexpected this summer, something that you weren't prepared for. You do have here, this is definitely an archetype that is creative and with coming up with ideas, and he or she has all the tools for it. It's the magician. It says, imagination is the only weapon in the war with reality. Willpower, desire, creation, and manifestation. Now, the magician is many different signs in many different books, but it is very mercurial. And many people believe it is Gemini. Many people believe it's Virgo. Many people believe it or not, it's Aquarius. In this reading, we'll say that it is Gemini. We'll definitely say that. So you, Gemini, have all the tools that you need to go about something that you're trying to accomplish here this summer. You do have a card called, let's hope my dogs don't bark because the garbage man just pulled up. I will put you on hold if that happens here, Gemini. You have a card called Felix Felicitas. And this card it says a power symbol to create lucky, serendipitous events. So you may be experiencing that serendipitous type energy here this summer with the tools that you've been granted here to create something. Because even Jupiter on this side, expansion, right? It is Sagittarian energy, and this is number 18 in this deck, by the way. And what's interesting is from June 2025, right, until June 2026. So obviously right now is pretty much the beginning of it. Jupiter has been in Cancer, or will be in Cancer, depending on when you listen. Well, is in Cancer for sure. So Jupiter is in Cancer and will remain there for about a year, right? And before that, Jupiter was in Gemini. And you can look that up on the internet for facts about that. But what I have to say about this, loosely anyway, Gemini, is to use your gut this year. Your intuition and your gut feelings are going to be the best tools in your arsenal as the magician. And why do I say that? Because Jupiter is a planet of optimism, keeps the faith, right? And Cancer literally rules the stomach, right? So it will truly help you. You're going with your gut feelings here to make decisions this year. You do have full moon in Virgo here. You are good enough. You may have problems. You may have had problems in the past believing that. I do think this summer you're going to have a change of heart about yourself, for sure. Full moon in Virgo this year in 2025 was in March, so there could be something that reaches back to March. Maybe you felt, maybe something happened, maybe somebody said something to you to implant something or to trigger something within you that made you feel like you weren't enough. It could be a personal relationship, a friendship. It could be something that happened at work. But you indeed you're going to prove to yourself that you are enough with these events that are coming up here. So keep the faith. Now, we have July and August. Let's start obviously with July. You have the 9 of Wands, and this is the alternate card. And this deck is very, very large, and it has many alternate cards. And this is, in this deck anyway, the only astrological correspondence is fire. But this is a card of endurance, right? And receiving help definitely receiving help. Perhaps it could be looked at as one last test, something that's coming from above. And this test could be coming from your higher self, your angels, God, whatever it is you believe in. Because as you can see, this archetype is staring up, but this archetype is holding on to something that is very protective over him. So you are going to be receiving help, but you may be receiving one more test before this whole thing is finished. And you could expect that here in July. You have the Nine of Swords, Mercury in Gemini energy. Yeah, I could see you feeling a certain way here. The dark, this is a card of like a, excuse me, this is the Eight of Swords, not the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is feeling stuck, right? Definitely feeling stuck. But like obviously we look at this card and we know that this person has the power to release themselves. So it's a state of mind, right? You're going to be thinking about something in terms of, I feel like I have no options here. I feel stuck. I feel defenseless. And it is just a perception, Gemini. It really and truly is. This particular card came in the upright, truly. So this is how you're truly going to feel. Now you have the Strength card that came in too, and this is pure Leo energy. But this card came in reverse initially. I do not take these cards in reverse, but I take note of them when they do come in reverse. And there is a certain, this stuckness, this test, or this sort of trying period that you have here, it leads you to a moment where you may feel you're not going to get through it, like you don't have the strength to get through it. But ultimately you do. And it is a temporary perception. Your temporary perceptions have to be looked at as just that. When they happen, you're going to feel like this is your fate. This negativity is your fate. But you have to understand that it's going to be rather quick that you're going to figure out that is not the case. You have the Ten of Pentacles, and the same thing here. This is Mercury and Virgo energy, but more than that, it came in reverse initially. And we know that is a very successful card. It's a foundational card for success and happiness and money and goals and all that stuff. But for it to come out in reverse initially, you may feel temporarily that your future is not going to be good because of this energy. Like your future isn't good or solid. You have no solidity. You have no foundation. The rug has been pulled out from under you. But again, I can't stress enough that this is temporary energy, because look at the cards on this side. Okay, you have the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands is, it's determination. Like, look at him. And obviously he could be a she. He is determined to see this through. He is determined to do what he needs to do. And this leads straight into the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles, we know, is a very highly successful money card, success card, independent. Whatever it is you were feeling is going to be temporary, and it's going to give birth to all this energy. You have the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Star, which we know is Aquarius energy. The Nine of Pentacles is Venus and Virgo. This is pure Aquarius energy. And we know that that the Star is blessings, healing, wishes coming true. So whatever, in July, when you start to feel all these negative things, remember what I'm telling you, that all this stuff is going to turn around, and it's going to be, this is like more than positive. This is ridiculously amazing energy. So really, definitely understand where you're headed, and understand the temporary energy that may be negative, that gives birth to all this really great energy. I really love that for you. It's really, really good energy. Now, when we add this up and we break it down, we do get Mercury, and that is your ruling planet. So you are going to remember who the hell you are here in July, and your gifts are going to show themselves. But you have to have patience with this process here, Gemini. So moving on to August. Wow, you have an interesting card here. You have the Knight of Vessels, and the vessels are unique to this particular tarot deck. It is a whole different suit. And these children at the bottom of it, they represent the planets. And as you can see, the planets are a little chaotic, right? For sure. But the horse is being led by something from above, is being guided by the divine. He is carrying something. Now, in this deck, he represents ether, but he also represents air. And he is not the Knight of Swords. Remember that. This knight embodies an inspirational message, right? And it incites us to move forward, but not in a crazy way. It's like the Knight of Swords. It just inspires us to move forward, and it's an optimistic energy. And this optimistic energy that he's carried, this message that he's carrying, gives us a direction. So we finally have a direction, right? And you should not in August ignore this, Gemini. This is someone, and this someone perhaps could be you, who uses their mental abilities or an interest in any type of art, right? That and it ends up being lucrative in some way for them. Art could be writing, it could be painting, it could be drawing, it could be anything like that. I mean, art is very relative, right? But something that you're creating. It's definitely a creation, right? This knight can also represent someone who comes into your life and gives you information to put you on some sort of positive track. Either way, the message here is do not ignore this. Do not ignore this, whether it's coming from you or whether it's coming from a different source here. We'll do this side first here. Now, you do have them. All these cards came in the upright. So you do have the moon in August, and the moon is pure Cancer energy, yes. Hidden truths in a badly lit path. So you may be put on a path that's not very well lit. You have no idea where you're going. You just know you're going. It could be a little confusing, not knowing what the hell you're doing. But like that old saying goes, in order to walk from New York to California, all you really need is to see 3 feet in front of you, right? It's unnerving, but you can do it. And so you're put on a path here, and this path is definitely, at least initially, not brightly lit. But look at this. You have the Two of Cups and the Devil. You have the Two of Cups here, Venus in Cancer energy. You coming together with something else. Now, this something else could be something that you've always wanted to do. It could be a partnership with someone in business. It could be a love, obviously, a love partnership. But there is the coming together of two things in love. It could be a proposal of some kind. It could be, there's some kind of partnership forming, okay? Now, you also have the Devil, which is Capricorn energy, and the Devil is in the upright. There is something you're chained to here. There is something something's coming together, and there is something that you're chained to. It could be a shadow aspect of this. It could be. Could be the shadow aspect of this. You're coming together with something. I can't help but say for some of you, this is a sort of commitment that you have elsewhere that makes you feel bound and chained to it. It is a very, it's a card of, it could be a card of addiction. It